everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Eskless. I'm going to go straight to the knowledge pill and see what it contains today. Ooh, prebiotics versus probiotics. I think most of you are confused about this. So let's put this here. Let's throw the pill to the cameraman. Prebiotics are usually fibers, non-live fibers that are the feed for our healthy bacteria living in our digestive system. These include fibers such as inulin, which are contained, for example, in asparagus, artichokes, even from agave you can extract inulin, onions, garlic, leeks, etc. Fructooligosaccharides, which are contained, for example, in yacon, which is a root. I will be doing a video about this one because I really love it. Beta-glucans, which are contained, for example, in cereals. Pectin, which is famous to be contained in apples. Resistant starches, for example, those contained in green non-ripe bananas. Soluble fibers like those in flax seeds and chia, the ones that make that sort of gelatin when they are soaked. And seaweed. They are known to support and help the digestive system, of course, and they are not killed by the heat and the acid inside of our stomach. Probiotics, on the other hand, are live cultures, they are live bacteria, and they are usually found either in supplements or in foods rich in live cultures such as yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kombucha, all these products that come from fermented foods. Obviously, since they are live cultures, they are killed by the acid of our stomach or heat, and therefore the product to contain probiotics has to be unpasteurized. Usually we find these in the fridge. When we find, for example, sauerkraut inside of jars, this is excellent as a prebiotic, but the probiotics which were originally contained are kaput. Supplements of probiotics work through a microbial action, so they work in synergy with the bacteria that are already in our gut. A synergy between prebiotics and probiotics seems to be a good idea, so supplementing both seems to work better than supplementing the two individually. Usually when you buy probiotics, they are described by the number of live cultures contained. So we see 1 billion, 4 billion, 10 billion. This is the number of guaranteed live cultures contained inside the supplement on the expiry date. So they have to guarantee that before the product expires, there still are those quantities of live cultures inside. What we are trying to achieve is a balance between the bacteria in our digestive system, and this goes by the name of eubiosis. The opposite of this obviously is dysbiosis. So when the balance is not there, we have certain side effects like irritable bowel syndrome, we can have diarrhea, we can have slower digestion, a lot of symptoms for the same cause. As I was saying in a previous video, gut health is now known to be much more important than what we used to think, even connected to the central nervous system and to our brain, which obviously makes part of that. How to achieve eubiosis? Great question, very difficult answer. Balance is not something that just comes with a simple integration of a supplement. Ideally, the best thing would be to take a test on the stools to see what exactly is living inside of us, but these tests are very difficult to do and are very expensive as well. This is why sometimes when we start taking probiotics, they either don't work or they give us some problems with either digestion or diarrhea, because we don't really know what is going on inside of our digestive system. So there are, in my opinion, two ways with which you can go about this if you don't have a clear picture of your bacterial composition. One is trial and error. So you try taking probiotics until you find one which works for you. The other one is trying a longer process by which you first take certain strains which take care of cleansing out what is not supposed to be there or what is supposed to be there in small quantities, and then you integrate the major strains and then take the prebiotics, so the fibers needed, so that the balance will find itself, so that the bacteria will balance themselves out in the right proportion. As a friend of mine who studies nutrition says, you can't send a giraffe to the moon and hope that it will create on its own the whole African forest. You need to take care of then feeding them in the correct way. So it does not make much sense to take probiotics and then not eat enough fiber. This is something that I stressed in the last video. Eat more fiber. As I was saying before, gut health is very important for many things. Taking probiotics has helped in certain cases with focus, with allergies, with immune system problems. So they are really very important for us. And unfortunately, the normal diet that we have nowadays does not help our gut health as much as it should, mainly because we are eating too little fiber, too many refined sugars and flours. So sometimes we need to take probiotics from the outside. Also, the very important use of antibiotics, which is being done today, helps on one side to fight certain diseases, but it's not selective. So an antibiotic goes in and kills all the bacteria, including the good ones. Therefore, it becomes very difficult then for the bacteria to find their own balance. There are also some theories that say that once certain strains of bacteria are killed, there is no way to get them back. And it's very difficult to encapsulate them and make them as a supplement, and therefore the only solution in that case would be fecal transplant. I know it sounds disgusting, but it exists. So to conclude, when we are choosing our probiotics, we need to make sure that they have at least 1 billion of colony-forming live cultures, and then we need to take care of the strains and try to understand what we might really be needing. Nowadays, certain companies create probiotics for the different needs, already divided. So if it's for example, urinary infection in women, there will be certain blends. If it's for cognitive performance, there will be some other blends, and this can help out a bit to understand what we might be taking. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.